a list written with all the enthusiasm and naivety of someone who hasn't started yet, and edited by someone who realises how hard it is to get shit done. And fair enough, after all, how can you know where a journey is going to take you before you've even taken the first step? You can think and learn and read and plan all you want about where you're hoping to go, and people can tell you all their own stories about their own journeys, but if you're paying close attention, you'll notice one similarity: they're all different. Which is to say, so does this mean you shouldn't bother planning in the first place? Well, no, but it does mean that a few adjustments are going to be necessary along the way. I met a guy a few weeks ago who told me he hadn't been to the gym for 6 or 7 years, but his new plan was to go 5 or 6 times a week. I saw him 2 more times and then never again since. Now, I've got to admit a feeling of frustration here, but also I felt an amount of empathy, because he remembered what it was like to have his body feel strong and fit and capable. And after years of that feeling slipping further and further away from him, he had like a stab of motivation to try and get it back. Unfortunately, he didn't take the time to work out what it was that had kept him taking care of himself properly for 6 or 7 years. It's not possible to just snap your fingers and conjure up 5 or 6 extra hours a week. And I imagine that all it took to knock him off track was a busy day at work. I'm too tired today, I'll get back on it tomorrow. But then tomorrow came, I'm still tired, I'll start again next week. And maybe you've even said that before, where your exaggerated expectations have risen up to smash your plan into pieces. If he'd been humble enough to set his sights a little bit lower, or simply to adjust and edit his plan in the face of life's roadblocks, maybe I would have seen him again since, and maybe you recognise some of yourself in this little story. The gap between you know what you want and knowing what it takes to get you what you want. So I'd like to show you what it looks like when life flows smoothly. My unique stop feeling so fat and shit system meets you where you're at and adjusts along the way. And you can grab your free copy via the link on my page now. Cheers.